We're making a splash this week for our 150th show as we visit one of the Lower Mainland's most popular attractions, Splashdown Park. Good evening and welcome to Red's Classic Theater. Later on, we'll show you Splashdown Park, where all the action takes place, and some of the features that people come here to enjoy. And we'll tell you about water parks in general. Our movie this week is the 1940 production, Thief of Baghdad, featuring the then 16-year-old East Indian star, Sabu, who was appearing in his third film. As he so often did, producer Alexander Korda hired both of his talented brothers to help out on the production. Vincent Korda created the Oscar-winning sets for the picture, and Zoltan Korda served as one of the film's 6 directors. The movie also garnered Oscars for color cinematography, special effects, and sound effects. And now here's Act 1 of The Thief of Baghdad, starring Sabu. We're enjoying some fun in the sun this week on Red's Classic Theater as we visit Splashdown Park in Sawasan, and hopefully the sun will make an appearance. Since the first water park opened 16 years ago in Orlando, Florida, this industry has proven to be big fun and big business. There are now over 90 water parks operating throughout North America, with many more in development. Last year, they accounted for 42 million visitors and over $500 million in business. Even during the slow economy of the last 2 years, attendance has shot up 31%, and industry experts say the trend may continue for another 10 years. And good news for families. Water parks no longer cater just to daredevil teenagers. We'll have more about that after these messages. Naturally, what brings people to Splashdown Park are the water slides, 11 in all, to suit every age. But what brings them back are the many features on this 7-acre site. Picnic tables and umbrellas, basketball and volleyball courts, and a giant hot tub heated to a comfortable 100 degrees. Special group facilities and reduced rates are also available. For details, call Splashdown Park at 943-2251. That's 943-2251. Right now, let's return to our movie, The Thief of Baghdad. Hope you're enjoying The Thief of Baghdad this week on Red's Classic Theater. The production of this film did not run smoothly. The problems began in the casting process. Producer Alexander Korda had wanted handsome John Hall for the male lead. Now, we've seen him previously on Red's Classic Theater in the lead role in The Hurricane. But Hall turned it down, so Korda hired look-alike stage actor John Justin for the part. For the beautiful princess, Vivian Lee was set to appear opposite Justin until she went to Hollywood to visit Laurence Olivier. He was there to make Wuthering Heights. She did not return, but instead signed with David O. Selznick to play Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. To replace Lee, contract player June Duprez was signed. And then Korda had problems with his director, Ludwig Berger. Berger had no flair for spectacle. When Korda tried to fire Berger, Berger refused to leave, forcing Korda to hire a series of second-unit directors, including his brother Zoltan, to handle the action sequences. Well, all of this slowed production so much that it ran into World War II, and shooting in Arabia and Egypt were canceled. The Grand Canyon and the Painted Desert were substituted. Now let's return to The Thief of Baghdad. Here at Splashdown Park in Sawasan, a lot of young people enjoying the hot tub because the sun has not come out today, right? Yeah! Time to look at our mailbag. Barbara Mayer from Langley requested Genghis Khan starring Omar Sharif and Stephen Boyd. And Ann, with no last name here from Vancouver, wanted to see The Mudlark starring Alec Guinness and Irene Dunn. Now, if there's a motion picture you'd like to see or the suggestion of a location like Splashdown Park, write to Red Robinson, KBUS-TV in Vancouver. Now, next week on Red's Classic Theater, Paul Newman gives one of his finest performances ever in the 1982 film, The Verdict. And 2 weeks from tonight, we'll present Elvis Presley's film debut in the 1956 movie, Love Me Tender. And now let's get back to The Thief of Baghdad. Hope you're enjoying Thief of Baghdad on Red's Classic Theater. Tonight's film has been made on 4 different occasions. Besides the version we're showing tonight, there was the original 1924 silent movie that starred dashing Douglas Fairbanks. In 1961, Steve Reeves, shown here as Hercules, had the lead role in a completely different Italian-made version of the story. And then in 1978, a British made-for-TV movie featuring Roddy McDowall and Peter Ustinov in a 4th filming of this Arabian Nights fantasy adventure.
However, most critics agree the 1940 remake is the best of the lot, but not good enough to win the Oscar as Best Picture in 1940. That honor went to the picture from United Artists Rebecca, directed by Alfred Hitchcock and starring Laurence Olivier and Joan Fontaine. And now the 1940 version of The Thief of Baghdad continues. Here at Splashdown Park in Tawasin, time for our movie trivia quiz. In 1975, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest won 5 Oscars for Best Movie, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Script. This had not happened since 1934. Can you name the 1934 movie that walked away?